We're just starting now.
It's Chloe.
Hi, I'm Robson.
It's Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about video games.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. So I thought we could start by talking about the past and the video games we loved growing up, because all three of us have had influential games in our past.
True.
Robson, would you like to start?
Sure. You're probably going to have to stop me at some point because I could talk forever. I guess the two most influential games would probably be Pokemon Silver Edition and Kingdom Hearts. And yeah, two.
Wow. Okay.
No. Yeah.
I thought we were going to have to stop you right
No. Like I'm supposed to elaborate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let me elaborate. All right. So, when I was like maybe 2 or 3, I'd always be watching my like cousins playing like red and blue and like gold and stuff, and just one day I was like, I want to do that too, because like they wouldn't let me like play for that long, and they wouldn't like let me save and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get my own game. So I must have been like 4 or 5 at the time, and like I saw the gold version and the silver version right next to each other, and I got the silver version because I like Lugia looked cooler than Ho, so I got it, and I played that game so much, like so many memories. It was so I have a weird cadence in my voice when I speak. It was just so much fun. And then when I was like 5 or 6, my brother bought me a PlayStation 2. And the first game I got was a Shrek game. I was really bad at that. And the second game I got was Kingdom Hearts. And I was also really bad at that too. And I didn't understand the concept of a memory card, because I'd only played like Game Boy games, which they saved the data onto the card itself. Mm-hmm. So like every day I'd play the game and then I'd shut it off, and then I'd have to restart from the beginning. And my cousin, and this is a different cousin from the one who was playing Pokemon, he would like, there was like the first boss of the game, which is like now really easy, but for me as like a 6-year-old it was incredibly difficult. So I'd have him beat the boss for me, and after like 3 days of doing it in a row, he was like, okay, we're going to GameStop and we're like buying you a memory card. So bought me a memory card, and then I got past the first boss, and it was fun.
All right.
So when I was little, like, my father and I don't have a lot in common, but what we did have in common was video games, and we were always a Nintendo household. So like the first game I ever played was Mario Kart on the GameCube, because we had a GameCube, and I played Mario Kart on the Game Boy Advanced, and it was like a clear one, like a clear purple one, so it's
nice, pretty
good. And it was the one that was backlit too, so I didn't have to get the attachable light.
Oh, I did.
And I remember being really, really bad at it, and like not really liking video games for a while. And the first video game that I really liked to play was Tony Hawk's Underground, because you could play as a girl skater, and I thought that was just like the coolest shit in the world. I loved playing it, and I've never played the story mode. I've only ever played like quick skate every time.
Nice.
And then I played, and I still play a lot of Legend of Zelda, and the first one I played was Wind Waker. And I mean, I've finished the game now, but like the first time I tried to play it when I was like 6 or 7 maybe, and I like think about how long I spent on it. I spent like months and months on it, and then when I went back to play it again like a year or 2 ago, it took me 1 day to get as far as it took me months to get before I like eventually quit. But like my like main games were Mario Kart and any Tony Hawk game, and then Legend of Zelda. Those were like my games, and I never really got into Pokemon until like freshman year on my iPad. but I just loved Nintendo games. That was my big thing. I also played Super Smash Bros. With my best friend Tallulah. She hated it because she would come over and I'd make her play video games with me, and she wanted to play Polly Pockets. But I
Yeah, I have a very similar background. I always had Nintendo stuff in my house, both a Game Boy Advanced and a GameCube. Mine was just the generic gray one with no backlighting, so I had to get that nice.
As cool as me.
Yeah, no. But I played Tetris. That was my first game. I played a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles side-scrolling game, which was really, like, that was probably my favorite game because it was easy. And then I had Zelda also. But I had the same experience as you. Like, I sat there for hours on hours and just like had headaches and like I don't know where I was going, and it was just like, I don't know. And then for the GameCube, I started off with sports games because that was like 2006, I think. I still have my GameCube and like the basketball 2006 and Madden 2006, and like I still play them sometimes, and it's so fun to play. Like and I never like had any. All I did on those was just making my own characters and make them like full stats on everything, and just did that.
That's
like
the
every day.
most fun part is the making your character.
I know, and like you can't like do that anymore very easily. So that's just it brings back a lot of good memories of me sitting in my basement on my little box TV playing that.
That's great.
So that's about it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you on the, like, making your character thing. Like, in Tony Hawk, you could make your own skater. It was, like, the first one that you could do that. And I think, like, the second to last one that you could do that, too. And, like, I was always, like, changing my character's outfits and stuff and, like, making it a little taller. Like, I think I'm taller now. So I'd, like, go back and change.
And you always try to make it look exactly like you, and it never ends up that way.
Yeah, and, like, the one thing that was frustrating for the making my character was with the girls' like outfit choices. You either basically wore like a big plastic bag, like a big burlap sack, or like a bikini, and there was never an in-between. And so I was like, does the halter top and the mini skirt look less slutty than the coconut bra? Or like,
oh my god.
Yeah. So that's, maybe not something you guys had to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't really play too many sports games just because I was really, like exceptionally bad at them.
Yeah.
So, like, usually when I was a kid, it was still now even, I played a lot of JRPGs. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, because growing up, I had a GameCube and a PS2. So, like, I played a lot of, like, also Blockbuster was a thing, which,
yeah,
like, that was so much fun. Because I'd rent JRPGs from Blockbuster and play them on my PlayStation. And then if I liked them, I'd buy them. But if I wanted a game for GameCube, for some reason, like, Blockbuster never really had that many GameCube games. I'd have to go
always,
somewhere and buy them.
Always bad GameCube games.
Yeah. Except I remember I found one Blockbuster that had Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, I had Sonic on my GameCube.
I rented it for 3 weeks before I bought it. I own Sonic Adventure 2 on at least 3 or 4 consoles. I had it for my GameCube. I think I have it on PC.
I have it on my GameCube and on my Wii and on my Wii U.
A lot of Sonic fans hate Sonic Adventure 2, but it was that was my childhood. I love it so much. No matter how bad the voice acting and the facial expressions are, it's still I am a just wonderful game.
I just recently, within the past 2 or 3 years, have started playing Xbox games as well, and I mean, it's been really weird because I moved out of my dad's house, and that's where all the Nintendo stuff was, and my stepdad had an Xbox, and I was like, well, I still want to play video games, but so they're just so much more violent, but and so much more adult, and it's just a completely different experience.
Who wants to donate blood? Oh.
Get out. Close the door. Yeah, edit that out, future Daniel.
We will.
Future Daniel.
Yes.
But like, I really like it. It's just been like, it's such a weird experience playing. Yeah, it's just been weird. I started playing Call of Duty and it's really stressful. Everybody's always mad at me for picking it up.
Yeah.
My experience with Xbox was like mostly middle school.
Same.
Yeah.
So usually I played like single player games because I didn't have like anyone to couch co-op with because all my older brothers were like off in college and stuff, and my
Yeah.
parents don't video game. So it was just like me by myself. And then like I got an Xbox and I started hanging out with like friends at school who like played Xbox, and like we'd play like, I didn't really like Call of Duty, so I'd play Halo. So we'd play Halo. They got me into Minecraft, so for me, it went Nintendo consoles throughout my entire life, and then like after Nintendo was like the PlayStation era, like PS2 and stuff.
Oh, the
And I'd
PS2.
play that. I also had a PSP.
I had one of those. I got rid of it real quick.
Yeah. No, the problem, PSPs are good, but there were no games, and
Yeah.
it was just like an ornament.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Like, rest in peace. And then middle school era was just Xbox, and then high school era has been just PC.
PC Master
Yeah.
Race over there.
But I still I continue. I think I've had almost every single generation of Nintendo handheld, if
Yeah.
not every single generation.
I had a DS,
Only.
but when I moved, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I only had the Game Boy, and then I stopped after that. I just went to the consoles after that.
I mean, for my parents, it's a good like medium. Like when they don't want to buy me a new console, I'll just say, okay, then get me this like handheld, which is like $100-$200 cheaper.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, okay. Or I'll get them at like times they're not expecting. Like I got my new 3DS XL while I was in
fancy.
while I was in New York at Nintendo World.
Oh
So,
my
like,
God, really?
yes. That's also where I got my Legend of Zelda shirt, which I love. But
So you mean you didn't just go to Hot Topic?
no, I mean I need to like I know Hot Topic doesn't really have like that good of a like reputation, but like even though it's like seriously like selling out to like just get nerd culture, it's like come to us. It's like this is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like not gonna lie, like I actually when I was a kid I was terrified of Hot Topic just because
I still
like
am.
I loved that place. I was that kid. I know, it's really horrible in comparison. But I remember, so my hair was pink for a while, and I thought I was like very cool. And I would take my friends who, none of my friends were really like into that sort of stuff, but I just really wanted to be emo so bad. And so I would like take my friends who had like wanted to go to Forever 21 and stuff at the mall. I'd be like, listen, we're gonna go to Hot Topic, we're gonna go get a bunch of t-shirts, and they're like, I don't know, Chloe, it's kind of scary in there. And I was like, no, we can do it. But I never wanted to go alone.
it's got like the lighting, and I remember the first time I saw it, it had like a werewolf mask in the window, and I was like,
All right, so do we want to move on to the next topic?
Sure.
I don't remember what I was talking about before. Like I feel like I just left them with just like a completely like
Yeah,
unended
well,
line.
you went from getting your 3DS XL and Nintendo
Into
World
Hot-
to Hot Topic.
Okay, let me just finish that quickly.
Okay.
Okay. So I played Minecraft, and then
Man.
yeah, and then I got really into it. Like I got like to the point where my friends like would stop playing with me because I'd like everything they'd want to do. It's like no, let's not play that new FPS. Let's just play Minecraft. And I got really good at like modding it. Like I had like 30, 40 mods. Like it got to the point where like the game could run, but my computer couldn't run it.
Oh my.
And like I remember end of freshman year, I got my entire engineering class to have a LAN party. And
Wow.
and not only was it a LAN party, it was a LAN party in the school network. Like I downloaded Minecraft, uploaded it to the what's it called? The frozen area, the thing wherever you like reset the computer, it still like shows up.
Yeah.
So I got it to there, and it was also modded. So like I put in a lot of work for that. Also, I upload. I probably shouldn't be confessing all these things. But I doubt like Dr. Havener's gonna listen to this. I uploaded an entire folder of video game stuff, including a Game Boy emulator and a SNES emulator with like 5 or 6 different ROMs.
Oh my gosh.
This was freshman year, so like
Nice.
In the
I don't
8th
think Dr.
grade.
Havener would care though.
no.
In the 8th grade, in my newspaper class, which was basically just like 8th grade reach, we used to just play Tron all the time, and like never do newspaper. And the whole reason I signed up for newspaper is because I wanted to be on the call, which like it did not prepare me at all, but there it is. And because like we just played Tron all the time. I loved Tron so much.
All right, let's move on to what we play now. Would you like to go first, Robson?
Sure. So sadly, I'm not still into Minecraft.
Or maybe
Or
luckily.
Maybe, yeah, luckily. But I guess the game that I've been playing well, there are 2 of them. So the one that I've put like too many hours in is Civilization 5.
Mm-hmm.
I usually play with a friend of mine called Bo Bramlett.
Called Bo Bramlett.
Yes.
He's known as Bo
He's
Brown.
known. But and actually, like a couple of friends of mine are trying to like, they're talking about getting a like huge like party in the works where we play one huge multiplayer game with like 6 or 7 people in it. So if like that goes through, that'd be like so much fun. But the game that probably like more people are talking about now is Undertale. It's a very good game. I've been playing it. I've done my neutral run because like the first time you do a run, you have to do a neutral run, and I'm planning on doing my pacifist run. And so far, like, it's just a really good game. Like, I first heard about it on like YouTube with like so many like Let's Players and like people just talking about it, and just like I decided to like try it out for myself because it's only like $10, and it's a really good game. Like, it's
good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, no. Like I normally have a tendency to get like emotionally attached to like characters in a video game.
Yeah, I got a problem with that.
So like just this game is very like aware of the player's emotions and how to like kind of like get an emotional response no matter how you play the game. So it's just like it's so well done, it's so well made. Even the graphics serve it perfectly. Have either one of you played Earthbound?
I've heard of it though.
Yeah.
It's got kind of like that sort of like comedy with like a bunch of tongue-in-cheek stuff. There's a lot of puns.
Puns.
Yes.
I love puns.
Like, no, I don't know if it'd be a spoiler, but I'm not gonna say it either way. But like, also like, if you want to play the game, like avoid the internet. Like,
It's good to know.
it's super like it's blowing up ever since like November. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like everyone's talking about Undertale in the video game like world.
So what games are you playing?
I'm still playing sports video games mostly.
Live your life, man.
Yeah. I play Madden a lot. Madden 16, NBA. But I also play Rocket League a lot, which is it came out earlier last year on PS Plus, free download. And it won, I think, Game of the Year for like indie game or something.
Oh, cool.
It's basically you're just cars.
Undertale won that this year.
And then yeah, so that's basically you're just a car and you play soccer as cars. It's really fun.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's
fun.
a lot more fun than he says. Well, like than he lets on.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Okay. What about you?
Well, like I said, I just started playing Xbox games, so I'm playing some older games. I'm not proud of the games that I've been playing lately. Like, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty and a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god.
I know, it's really bad.
So mainstream, come on.
I know. We got a Wii, so at my mom's house, so I played. Have you guys played Yoshi's Woolly World? Because it's so fun.
No, but I've also
I know,
heard
it's
of
a
that
really
too.
girly game, and I would not necessarily recommend it. But I have, like, a weird break in between, like, kinds of games that I play. Like, I either play games with, like, a lot of blood or, like, really fun, cartoony. Like, there's no in between. Like, I play Plants vs. Zombies all the time. Yeah, but then I also just play a lot of, like, fighting games and killing games because clearly I have some sort of, like, built-in anger.
Yes. Were you going to say something, Robson?
I was gonna say, so I play Plants vs. Well, I played Plants vs. Zombie on my 3DS because they had,
I don't play it so much anymore, but I did play it. I also have played a lot of games on my Chromebook. I just got a Chromebook.
Nice.
And that's really fun. There's a lot of games that I play on there. Mostly I just, like, get them and then I play them for a little while and then I decide that I don't like them and
That happens all the time with my
Yeah.
phone. Every time you download a new game, you're like, wow, this is fun. And then, like, 2 days later, you're like, no. And then you delete it and get a new one.
Pretty much. I don't know if apps count as video games. I
don't
think
think
some
they-
people say they do, but I don't.
They're in that middle area for me. I figured out how to download a Japanese video game that I really wanted to play.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then I played it and then I realized like I don't want to see like because eventually I know at some point this is going to be translated into English.
Yeah.
So I was like no, so I stopped myself from playing it, but I didn't have the heart to like uninstall it. So every once in a while I'll just get like a little thing all in Japanese, just like I know it's telling me to play the game, but I have no idea what it's saying. It's just like
Hyrule Warriors, have you guys played that?
I know about it.
I mean, it was a big letdown, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I've
because
heard.
I thought it was supposed to, they were like,
It's
a
just
new
fighting.
Zelda
Yeah.
game, and then that was not what I wanted. But I played it in French for a while because my pen pal had it, and it wasn't released here yet, and so she, like, mailed it to me, and it was really confusing, but, I mean... Can we just rant about how much letdown
Hold on,
Hyrule
before you get there, I just want to say, like, I knew, like, it was, well, for me personally, it was pretty obvious that it wasn't going to be, like, the Wii Zelda, just because I'm familiar with the Dynasty Warriors, and, I used to have the demo of, like, Dynasty Warriors, like, I don't know, like 7 or something on my PSP, and it's, like, it's 100% just a hack and slash, like,
Yeah.
it's, like, the text is just, like, yeah, keep fighting, keep, like, I knew what it was supposed to be, so, like, for people who, like, got the idea of, like, Dynasty Warriors Zelda crossover, I think they were actually, like, pretty impressed, because, like, it's got fluid gameplay, it's, like, it looks nice, it's got the Zelda and the characters and the enemies.
I don't know.
You wanted
I wanted a
you wanted Zelda
story.
Wii U for the Wii.
Yeah, like, I got Skyward Sword. I felt, it was pretty good. I liked it. I don't think it was, like, my favorite Zelda game, but I thought it was a good story, beautiful music, etc. And then they said,
illiterate.
like, there's going to be one for Wii U, and
Yeah.
they give us that, and I was just really pissed.
I mean, Zelda, like, the actual Zelda Wii U is coming sometime this year.
Yeah, it is. They've
Just
had a few
waiting.
trailers, but nothing major released yet.
I'm just waiting.
And speaking of coming this year, do you guys want to talk about a few games that you're looking forward to?
Zelda.
Yeah. So basically, I'm a fanboy for two things: Nintendo and Square Enix. Both of those people have, like, they've got me by the throat. So on Square Enix, even though I'm, like, a huge Square Enix fanboy, I'm not really too into Final Fantasy. Like, I've played good ones. Like, I liked Final Fantasy 3. I played 11, but it was too hard for me for, like, being a little kid. The thing that I'm, like, just, like, clamoring for is Bravely Second. I've played Bravely Default, which was the first game. It came out a couple years ago, and people are gonna hate me for this. Bravely Default is basically the best Final Fantasy game that's come out in a long time, and it's not even a Final Fantasy game. Like, it just brings back a lot of memories to like the older classic ones. Like I'm terrible at like either make it like I don't. Oh, people are gonna hate me for this too. I don't like Final Fantasy VII's battle system. Like, they're coming out with the remake, and it's going to be an action RPG, and that honestly makes it so much better to me. Like, it actually makes it playable. Because I own Final Fantasy VII for the PC, and I have a controller, so that's like, the keyboard is not an issue. But it's just, it's weird to me that like I have to wait for this gauge to fill up and then attack, and then wait for it to fill up again. Like, I'd rather either make it turn-based or make it action. Don't make it like time-based. I can't deal with that. So back to Bravely Default. it's like except for chapter 5, like chapters the prologue to the end of chapter 4 is all really fun. I don't like having to I don't like redoing things. I'm not going to spoil anymore in case you ever want to play Bravely Default. But yeah, it's just I don't like the turn that the game took, but overall it's still an amazing game. And it's just like it does like all the things a JRPG is supposed to have, like a good job system, like making like having a difficulty like curve instead of like having it spike randomly. Like all those are really, really good. And then Bravely Second is coming. I think it's coming sometime in somewhere between February and April. I
thought
think
it was coming like March.
That's between February and April. And so yeah, that's going to be amazing, and it's going to have new jobs, and it's probably going to have like an even better story, and it's not going to make me repeat myself for 4 chapters in a row. So it's just like I'm excited for that. That's going to be amazing.
All right.
Oh, hold on. Also, I just remembered.
I was about to say Firewatch.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say Fire Emblem.
Oh
yes, Fire Emblem is coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks, and like that's the only game that
one.
You've never heard of Fire Emblem?
No.
Oh, if Holden was here, Holden is absolutely.
Yeah,
Holden,
and you can also just eat a straight banana with the peel on it. So let's not.
Yeah, but Fire Emblem. I played Awakening. I played like a lot of the DLC. Sorry, I just saw Holden. I kind of want to just like bring him in and have him talk about Fire Emblem, but like it's a strategy game mixed with like some RPG elements, and it's really fun. And they're coming out with like a new game, but it's kind of like Pokemon in that it has the 2 forms. It's got Fire Emblem Birthright and Fire Emblem Conquest. I think that's what they're called. And they're coming out with a 3rd version later.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's like,
nice.
I mean, it works for Pokemon. Speaking of which, if we don't get a new Pokemon game either like this year or early next year, like I'm gonna be very upset with Nintendo.
I'm sorry, Robson. There's just not enough time to finish one before the next one comes out. Okay.
You haven't finished Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire yet? Because I finished the game and then went back and did a Wonder Walk, if you know what that is.
You know what? I got not that much time on my hands, Robson. I got things to do, and I've been wasting my life away playing Assassin's Creed. So. I
mean, there you go. You're playing Assassin's Creed.
I know it's so embarrassing, but
all right.
there it is.
I'm mostly looking forward to all of the massive world games that I think are just going to be extremely beautiful. No Man's Sky specifically, that looks really awesome. Firewatch, The Witness. The Last Guardian looks really good. Then there was one more. Horizon Zero Dawn isn't really sort of in the same sphere as those, but that one looks really cool also. So
Far Cry Primal.
Yeah, that looks pretty good too. Specifically No Man's Sky though, because it's sort of the first kind of game like that. It's an indie game, but it's massive and expanding, and it's really cool because you can pick your own path. So like you might not ever even see anyone else, even though they're in the same universe as you, and
Wow.
like you discover planets and stuff or you can come across planets that other people have discovered, and you can, you could stay in space and for the entire game, or you could go onto planets, and it's just really cool.
I mean, so first of all, I don't really keep up with like what games am I looking forward to. I just usually go and I buy games. The only games that I get like really excited about, new ones, are Legend of Zelda. Is Legend of Zelda. But okay, I know this is gonna sound stupid because you guys are so cool with all your cool indie video games and whatever. But I'm excited about the new Call of Duty because you can play as a girl. I'm just really excited about that. Like, you can play as a girl in Modern Warfare, but only, like, there's really limited options. And, you just look exactly, like, it's just really limited. And so I'm really excited because you can play story mode as a girl. And
that's really cool.
That's probably the biggest gameplay change in Call of Duty in like 5 or 6 years.
Probably the only gameplay
The only change, yeah.
And I know it's stupid, and like, I know it's not necessarily like, it's not the greatest game, but I'm just, I like being able to play as somebody that isn't a guy and isn't, dressed in nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I think that's really cool because like a lot of video game companies have been trying to go towards like more diversity in their characters, and
Like EA
yeah,
with FIFA, where they brought in all of girls soccer into it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to start talking about EA.
Robson, we're just going to stray away from EA right now.
Yeah.
Yes, please do.
Because Robson hates EA so much.
I really do.
Take it down a notch.
Yeah. No.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Originally, I thought that we were going to be talking about, like, the days that we spent, like, 2 to 3 consecutive days, like, just playing video games the whole time. That's what I originally thought we were going to be doing. And I'm glad that I didn't have to reveal, like, the real...
You can if you want.
The sheer grossness of my person. Yeah,
No.
so...
For me, it's usually like 2 to 3 months, just the summer. The summer is just all
The
video
summer
games
was
for me.
bad. My parents went out of town for 4 days over the summer, and I didn't do anything except for play video games the whole time they were gone. They were like, so what did you do? Did you go down to the pool? Did you go out? It's like, no. Just, like, I'm like surrounded by like takeout boxes. It was horrible. I realized like 30 minutes before they were supposed to get back, I was like rushing to like throw all this stuff away. So.
I think the worst for me is like RPGs. Like when I've played Skyrim.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because everything you do in an RPG, it leads to something else.
Yes.
So like no matter how like much or how little you play, you always end on a cliffhanger. And
Yeah.
it's the worst. Just like
As soon as you get to a save point, you're like, but...
yeah, but there's a boss, and like maybe after I finish the boss, that'll be a good stopping point. It's like, no, the boss like triggered a new quest. Like, no, I didn't do that.
That's the big problem.
All right, so are you guys ready to end it?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
All right. Thanks for listening. This has been another podcast from the Kirkwood Call. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.